So right now, let's go back to the 88 Tuition website. Okay, you can take picture of it, is it? But at the end of the day, when you study, it's better. Okay, so today we're doing this. Okay, worksheet 7. Okay, so just to bring you guys to the tuition website, we are here. Okay, and we are doing worksheet number, okay, tutorial 7. Okay, which is this one, the one that I just showed you. Okay, worksheet 7, and we're going to reference lesson 40 and 41. Okay, and where to find 40 and 41? Okay, go to learn. (40) and 41. Okay, so last lesson we have already studied what exactly light is. Okay, and properties of light. Okay, and today we're going to do this one. Does light pass through all materials? Okay, so just let me review the concepts. Okay, let me review the concepts using this video. Sorry, let me just do a screen share with sound. Can you hear the sound? Okay, I won't be playing the whole video because you can watch it offline, okay, after class or before class. Instead, I'm going to just go to selected important parts, okay, and ask you to write down some notes, okay. So there are many materials around us, and there are many ways to classify these materials, okay. And one way is to classify them according to the amount of light that can pass through these materials, all right. And there are 3 main groups that you need to know, okay. The first one being opaque objects don't allow any light to pass through. Translucent objects allow some light to pass through. Transparent objects allow most light to pass through, okay. Okay, and of course, all objects reflect light, but it's how well they reflect light. Okay, so let's look at the notes that I need to show you. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just do a review. Give me a second. Let me just do a review of last lesson's materials. Okay, worksheet 6. Give me a minute. Okay, so screen share again. Okay, so let's look over here. Let me just slide in, okay, insert another slide. Okay. Review time, okay, review time, okay. Okay, light is a form of energy, am I right, class? Let's use another font. Maybe let's use Times New Roman. Maybe we can try Times New Roman. Let's just try Times New Roman for today, yeah? RST. Okay, light, okay? It's a form of energy. The light is a form of energy, yeah? Which can be seen. Okay, light is a form of energy which can be seen. Okay, write this down, everybody. Livy, Valerie, and Ariano, write this down in your notebook. Okay, light travels in straight lines. Okay, light travels in straight lines. Okay, light rays, okay, are represented by straight lines with arrows. Okay, in your diagram, okay, in diagrams. Questions? Okay, so write this down, class. And today we're going to study how materials can be classified according to the amount of light that can pass through these materials. All right. So let me just put this table here. Maybe it's how to shape this table. Okay, here. Okay, there are many ways. Okay, one of the ways to classify objects, okay, is to put them according to the amount of light that can pass through these materials, namely transparent, okay, translucent, and opaque objects. All right. Okay. Transparent objects. Okay, have you all heard of the term transparent? Yes or no? Can you type in the chat so that I can hear you? So that I can know that you're answering my question. Can you type in the chat? Have you heard of the term transparent? Yes, right? So transparent objects allow. Don't know. Okay, so let me just tell you, okay, examples of them. Okay, today we're here to learn that. Okay, transparent objects, they allow most light to pass through. All right. Okay. Okay, and examples of transparent objects would be clear glass, okay, clear plastic, okay, water, air, okay. They allow most light to pass through. Any questions so far? And translucent objects allow some light to pass through, right? Allows some light to pass through. Okay, examples of translucent objects would be maybe frosted glass. What else? Maybe colored solutions. Okay, maybe sunglasses. Okay, they allow some light to pass through. All right. What else can you think of? Can you think of something that allows only some light to pass through? Okay. Liquids, some liquids, you know, that you see around you. Certain soft drinks. Okay, certain soft drinks, they're colored, right? And it only allows some light to pass through. For example, what soft drinks can we talk about? Okay, lemon tea. Okay, lemon tea. Okay, tea. All right. Correct. Have you seen tea before? Black tea. Okay, it allows some light to pass through. Okay, tea without milk. Okay, this is one example. Next, let's look at opaque objects. Okay, opaque objects, they allow, or rather they don't allow any light to pass through. Okay, they do not allow light to pass through. They do not allow light to pass through. Many materials are opaque. For example, wood, metal, okay, concrete wall. Okay, many examples, yeah. The clothes that we wear, they don't allow light to pass through. That's why you can't see through your clothes, okay? Questions? Any questions? Livia and Valerie, have you written down the answers? Not the answers. Have you written down the notes before we go on? Livia and Valerie, where are you? Ariano, have you written it down? Ariano? Okay, good.
Down already.
You got it, written it down. Okay, how about Livy, where are you? Are you here? So let's look at the next question, or rather the next point. Okay, so these are examples of each group of materials. Okay, the next part. Okay. So let's look at what happens to the light rays when they are reflected or when they pass through materials. Okay. If you look at this diagram here, okay, if you look at this diagram here, what they are trying to say, okay, is that these are three different materials. Okay, each block here represents a material. Okay, for this material, it reflects light. That's why if you look at the light rays, which are represented by straight lines with arrows, they look like they're bouncing off the surface. Am I right? There's this angle, okay? They're bouncing off the surface. In other words, they're being reflected. Here, you see the lines passing through the materials, am I right? Going through the materials. This is trying to tell us that some light or all or most light passes through the material. In a way, it is transmitted by the material. And here, as you can see, the arrows stop at the surface of the material, okay? Light is absorbed, okay? Probably this material is a very dark surface. Questions? Any questions so far? All right, so translucent and transparent objects will be over here. Okay, opaque objects will be the one that reflects light. Okay, and of course, some opaque objects absorb light if they are dark colored objects. Questions? Any questions? Okay.
It is transmit. Remember how to spell trans.
More examples of them. All right. Questions? Any questions? Now, let's look at types of reflection. Okay, diffuse and this is diffuse reflection, whereby you don't see any images, whereas this is regular reflection. Okay, so let's look back at the PowerPoint. Okay, reflection of light allows us to see objects. Okay, but then some objects reflect light in all directions, whereas some surfaces reflect light only in one general direction. So there are two different kinds of reflections that you need to learn. Two different kinds of reflection that you need to learn. One is diffuse reflection and one is regular reflection. So let me just put it down here. Extra slide. Okay, types of reflection, yeah. Okay, there are two kinds of reflection. Okay, regular reflection and diffuse reflection. Any questions? Okay, so regular reflection, if you look at this diagram here, okay, that the teacher is trying to show, it occurs on a smooth surface, and if you look carefully at all the reflected rays, these three are the reflected rays that bounce off the surface. They all travel in the same direction, in the same general direction. Whereas in here, the reflected rays, they reflect in different directions. Okay, so reflected rays, can you write this down? Whereas here, reflected rays, random directions. Okay, and this one occurs on a smooth surface. This one occurs on a rough